This video is presented by EA Game Changers. Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy, and welcome to a speed build of a large family home that I built for Seasons. Now, first of all, when I tried building this house the first time, we were experiencing huge lag in the game with the new patch and the new pack, so I had to cut out quite a bit of footage when I was placing the wallpaper, the flooring, and a lot of the outside stuff. It was just lagging way too much to even possibly try to condense that into any sort of footage, so that's why it's going to kind of jump around a bit. Well, not really jump around, but it's going to be like, oh wow, you're now putting down the front door and now all of a sudden you're decorating the living room. So if you see that jump, that is why. But that being said, that out of the way, I'm super excited about this house. Now, I have been saying I'm sort of a Grinch when it comes to Seasons because I'm not really crazy about actual weather in the game, like the rain and the snow. For me personally, as a builder, I don't find it something that is something that I have to have in the game. However, with that being in the game now, I figured might as well take a little bit of advantage of it and try to build some houses and lots that kind of are specific to a weather that doesn't make any sense, specific to a season, and specific to a holiday. So keeping that in mind, I did want to build this in the snow so that I could show it off in the snow. But I don't know if it gets laggier if you're in build mode while it's snowing. I have no idea if that was part of the problem. So I do also build some of this just during summertime, but then when I go back and do the screenshots, I do it in winter. So it's definitely cool to have that element in the game now. We're like, okay, instead of this just being a holiday home with no snow on the ground, although I have some tricks on how to make it look like it's snowing if you don't have Seasons already. It is really cool to have that extra element to the game. Again, I don't think I'm going to be using it frequently, but who knows? Maybe I'll end up loving it. Maybe you guys will have some amazing suggestions in the comments below for different type of houses you want me to build that are featured in the snow or the rain, or maybe during autumn. I think that one might be nice. I definitely want to be able to play with the trees and stuff in autumn and see what that looks like. That's something I haven't done yet. I've only really tried out winter so far. But if you, okay, I mean, come on, the glass windows are frosted over. Look at these little touches. That is kind of cool, I have to admit. Although I hate snow in real life, I do think that is super pretty that they did that. I can't believe how much work went into this expansion. Like, seriously, so much work had to have gone into this. Pretty much every single item in the game that you use for building probably had to be retouched, or I don't know how they do this. I literally don't know how they do this, but I know that all the trees have their own I don't know, for lack of better words, swatches now. So if you place a tree down in winter, it's kind of bare branches, and if you place down in autumn, the colors of the leaves change. So, okay, that's kind of exciting, right? Grincharchy over here is still a little bit excited about it. But I was getting somewhere. Where was I getting at? I don't even know what the heck I was going to talk about. I was going to mention something that I thought was kind of important. Oh, okay, so the way that you can make it look like there's snow, even if there's no snow, I have a few tricks that I use. One of them is going into Spa Day, because Spa Day came with this amazing set of wallpaper and flooring that is luminous. Is that a word? It's illuminating. It's awesome. And there is a white swatch that you can actually place down on the ground to make look like snow. Another thing you can do to make it look like it's snowing in your game is to grab the white fluffy rug. I don't know what pack it came with, but it's like the only white furry fluffy rug that we have. And that upsized also looks like patches of snow. So I was able to do winter builds before this. I also did like a really cool ice castle with my friend Fry, aka Improved. It was like an ice fairy castle, and we just used like the white roofing to make it look like snow was laid on top, and we used the white crystals to make it look like they were covered in snow. So there are tricks to make it look like winter even when it's not. But now I guess we have the real thing, for lack of a better term. I know a lot of people are super excited about Seasons in winter though, so that's why I wanted to make this the first house. I wanted to do something completely drastic and different to what I would normally do, which, like I said, is the summer stuff. I mean, all of my builds have basically been based around summer with a couple of wintry Christmas stuff thrown in around the holidays. So this house in particular is meant to be for a very large family and your pets. I'm pretty sure there is room for at least a couple of pets. I'm not sure. But even though I wanted it to be sort of themed towards the holidays, like Christmas or Yule, or I don't know what else, I don't know what else you guys celebrate. Make sure to let me know in the comments what other holidays you celebrate around this time of year. I know there's a ton. I'm just like really not well versed in that, so I just named the couple that came off the top of my head. But even though I wanted this to be like a very specific holiday themed build, I didn't want to go with the super traditional red and green. I did a bit here in the living room, but in the rest of the house, I just kept it like a normal family home. So if you did like this house and you weren't super into Christmas or other holidays around that time of year, you could definitely just replace some of the stuff in the living room and it would still be just a regular large family home for your Sims and your kids and your pets. And I forgot exactly how many bedrooms there are. We'll get into it, but there's a ton. But I did make sure to use as many of the new seasons items as I could. So we have some great new items, like this couch set is so cute, and this coffee table I'm obsessed with. Like, it is so amazing. You saw me kind of playing around with it, and if you watched my build by overview that we did over on Twitch, I showed you, I think, 3 or 4 different ways that you can make this table look like a different table. So one of the ways is shrinking the table and then layering it over at regular size so that the shrinked one is lifted up a bit and it looks like a big table with a little table on top, like a tray on top. Another way is to just layer them, one like this way and one like this way. I don't know if that made any sense. One facing what you would call straight and one what you would probably call a diagonal in the game. And then it layers it so it looks like a petal table and then like a flower petal. And another way to do it is to shrink the table down twice. So you have the original size, one size smaller, and then another size smaller, and you can make them into nesting tables. If you guys want to see a visual of that, let me know. I'd love to create a little mini tutorial regarding that. But there's so many ways that you could turn items into other items, and that is literally my favorite thing about The Sims. I mean, sure, we have some great, amazing items in the games, like these new curtains, which are wonderful, but my passion is seeing how you can combine items to make new ones. I just love that. So if you're into that, or if you just want to get into building at all in general, I do have a couple tutorials linked in the playlist below. I can never say that right. A couple tutorial playlists linked in the description below. One for beginners, like literally if you're like, I've never even touched the Sims game before and I want to learn how to build. It'll walk you through every single step, the entire interface and all of that. It'll show you a lot of the cheats that I use, how to do custom counters, all of that. That is in the beginner's tutorial. And then of course it also teaches you how to landscape, do floor planning, do windows, all of that. And then the second tutorial is called the Advanced Builders playlist, and that one has more stuff like combining the tables to make new tables, combining items to make your own custom windows, how to do open doors in the game, how to do open windows in the game, stuff that we don't necessarily have. So definitely I suggest checking those out if you're into building at all. I am trying to come up with the most comprehensive list of tutorials that I can. I think the beginners playlist has like almost 20 videos, and a lot of them are short and sweet. You know, I teach you how to do things in just a couple of minutes, none of the fluff, none of this blah 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 I'm doing on the speed builds. So I think you'll enjoy them if you're into building. And for the advanced series, it's actually still ongoing, so there is about 40 more videos I have planned. I know that sounds crazy, but I want to just cover everything, like how to do a treehouse, how to make a pond, how to make a waterfall, and each of those are going to be separate tutorials, so you could just jump to the one that you want to learn about. So enough about that. Let's go back to this house. So I did create a cute little garage here, but instead of making it like your typical garage where you would park a car or use for storage, I wanted to make it into like a little converted playroom / laundry room. So we have laundry, we have some of the Christmas decor in here, we have a bar. It's like sort of got that man cave element to it with the bar, the dartboard, the foosball, and the don't wake the llama, don't knock the llama. I need to learn the proper name of that game because I just interchangeably call it both don't knock the llama and don't wake the llama. I think it's don't knock the llama, but I don't know. You guys can let me know if you know. And then I wanted to put a pool just because I sort of wanted to see what it would look like in winter, but for whatever reason, I put it inside of the house, so I guess that really didn't help. I did put a glass roof over it though, and I did use, again, that super cool spa day wallpaper and flooring to make the pool look like it was sort of frosted over by using the white. So I put white wallpaper and white flooring that's luminous. Still think that's a word. And yeah, it made it look like the pool was a bit frosted over. I do want to play with some of the pools outside in winter, but from what I recall, I don't think anything different happens to the pools in winter. I don't think anything different. I think they just look like regular normal pools. So now we're working on the dining room, and I found a dining chair, or a toddler chair, that matched the dining set pretty well. It's not the exact same beige, which is a reason I always say I want a color wheel, because it's so hard to match items sometimes, but I thought that was close enough that it matched nicely. And then I made my own little table setting with the garlands, and I sized down a tree to make it look like a little tabletop tree. And then this is the kitchen here. So the kitchen is very open and spacious. I use lots of whites and light colors just to make it look like it's even more open and airy. I love a big kitchen. I probably could have gone crazy with the clutter, but I'm not very good with cluttering kitchens for whatever reason. I do house tours. I've done a ton of house tours here on this channel, but I also do weekly house tours on Twitch where I go through and check out your guys' builds. And if you want to find me on Twitch, there's a link in the description. I stream on there 5 days a week. We do lots of fun stuff regarding building and house tours and furnishing and all of that. But a lot of the submissions, a lot of the houses that I see have these amazing kitchens to die for. So detailed, so stunning, so beautiful, so much clutter. And I, for whatever reason, could never recreate those. I'm more into bathrooms, which I know sounds absolutely crazy, right? Like, what kind of weirdos into bathrooms? But I can definitely get more creative with making a beautiful bathroom, which I kind of didn't really do in this house. With a big massive house like this, my concentration was more on the communal living areas, like the living room, the dining room, and then taking care of the bedroom. So they're sort of more individualized for the Sims that live here. But yeah, I do definitely like I do definitely like my clutter in the bathroom. I like making them look like spas. I love putting candles in them and creating cute little vanities and combining counters and sinks to make cute little tables and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I didn't do that here, so I don't know why I'm talking about that, but I much prefer bathrooms over kitchens was my point. I need to get better at kitchens. Like, one day I'm gonna bust out an amazing gourmet kitchen and just shock all of you, and you're gonna be like, wow, Simarchy, Steph, where did you learn how to build a kitchen like that? And I'll be like, tips and tricks from your guys' builds. That will be the answer. So right now we're working on the kids' room, and I don't know if I'm not much of a game player. I'm definitely more of a builder, but for whatever reason, I feel like when I do a kid's room in a big house like this, I like putting multiple beds in each room. So the kids' room had 2 beds, and now the toddler room has 2 beds. Doesn't mean you have to have 2 toddlers and 2 kids living there at the same time, but it just gives you some options, especially if you're doing some sort of like legacy type gameplay where you're having different generations grow up in the house. It doesn't have to be 2 toddlers in there at the same time. You could just kind of use it for whatever you need to use it for. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have like a weird fascination with twins. I think twins are super cool and amazing. So anytime I get twins in the game by chance, I am so happy. I'm so happy. I know you could use cheats through mods to give yourself twins and triplets, but I never use those. And when I did my vampire let's play, I had triplets. Like, just by chance I had triplets. I was freaking out. I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. So we had a triplet nursery, and then we had a triplet toddler room, and then we had a triplet kid room, and then when they were teens, I separated out and gave them each their own individual rooms. But there's something about putting multiple kids in one room that I think is just cute and charming. I mean, I as a child always wanted my own room. I don't think I ever wanted to share anything with my sister, but in my Sims world, they're all loving and sharing, and there's multiple sets of twins. So now we're into the screenshot. So this is when I jumped back into winter so I could take these. I think it came out pretty cute. I didn't play too much with like the outside decor or anything like that, but I did create a family, and by create, I randomly generated a family. The little girl looks so sad here. She's sobbing for some reason, but I wanted to put a family to the house to have some inspiration about what to do. And here is our little Christmas tree area with all the presents. Here's a better shot at our dining room. I just had a lot of fun with this. I went through and added like the little place settings from Parenthood and the little cup of cider from the cat and dog pack. Those are out of the debug menu. If you don't know how to get to the debug menu, you could check out my tutorials to find out exactly how to do that. And here's a shot at the cute little office, and now we're back into that garage. I put the big picture of the dogs playing Don't Knock the Llama or Don't Wake the Llama, and here's a better shot at the yard. So I paid some attention to the backyard, but the front yard I didn't really clutter up the front yard at all. I kept it nice and simple. We have a cute greenhouse up here. Again, look at at those frosted windows. How cool does that look? And I'm pretty sure the bees and the plants will survive if they're in a room and they're not outdoors. So yeah, hopefully that will function throughout all of the seasons. And then I also worked on a little, oh, there's the doggy. I think we have a shot of the cat coming up soon. But I made like a little dance area and bar upstairs. So again, I cut out some of the footage because it was just too much and it was too laggy, but you can see it all here in the screenshots, and you could download it all through my gallery. Simarchy123 is my gallery name. There's that little kitty, so cute. Oh my gosh. But I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this build. I'm surprised I, the Grinch, enjoyed a winter build, but I love it. I think it's really cute. I think there's lots of activities for your Sims family to do here. And I just wanted to thank EA again for sending me early access. I know this is being posted after the game pack has been released, the expansion pack, but I did build most of it while I had early access. So thank you again, EA, for providing that to me. I can talk, I promise. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video, and I will see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye! Wait guys, before you go anywhere, don't forget to click over here to watch new videos and click on my face when I disappear to subscribe.